What's up, NIO family? This is Rey-Jay back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with NIO, Tesla, SPY, and the broader markets. I'm going to break down why tomorrow is going to be a very, very big day as we have Nvidia's earnings, not to mention why the stock market is looking quite bullish, in my opinion. Even if we get some kind of small pullback, I still think there's going to be new all-time highs coming based off what we're seeing so far. Just know that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I'm saying as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out my Moomoo link that's down below or sign up with my QR code that's right over here. If you sign up for Moomoo with the link down below and deposit $100, you're going to get $20 of free Nvidia stock. If you deposit $2,000, you're going to get $50 worth of the stock. Deposits $10,000 to get $300 worth, and deposit $50,000 to get $1,000 of free Nvidia. You're also going to qualify for an 8.1% APY on uninvested cash. That includes a 4.1% APY base rate plus a 4% extra for 3 months. The offer ends very soon, so check out my links down below if you want those free Nvidia shares. Anyways, let's talk about what's happening with the stock market. So NIO got a nice bounce as we got some big news that came out. If we lose 6.03, this could turn back down. But as of right now, the trend remains bullish. I mentioned to everyone that NIO might be coming down just a bit, back down to like 5.8 before it tries to bounce. It actually ended up holding 6 instead, so it's stronger than previously expected, and it's still looking bullish, favoring $7 or above. It's not just NIO; the market was consolidating, and then President Trump started to say a lot of things that helped the market pump later on during the day, and now the market's back to looking more bullish. So what's going on? First and foremost, NIO Day is going to be in autumn of this year, possibly in the late period of next month. And then JP Morgan have been quite neutral on the stock. The price price ratio is climbing as NIO is building more strength. And then we're also starting to see a lot of buyers stepping in. Wednesdays are historically green 55% of the time, so there's a good chance NIO tries to continue to pump as long as you don't get any bad news. And for now, we're still looking more bullish. The good news is that NIO has lowered the prices for the next gen ES8 in China. Once again, it's going to cost around 50,000 euros, which is not bad whatsoever for the quality of this product, making it very competitive and very, very amazing. So I think this is fantastic news. Great news for NIO, at least moving forward. On top of this, there's been some more news that came out about how the ES8 is going to be equivalent to about $43,000 USD, and they're expanding their battery swap stations. They have about 3,400, and they're going to be continuing to expand them. They also have about 59 in Europe, and their sales are continuing to uptrend so far. So we're looking for a very, very nice month for this month as sales data comes out next month. And then we also have, sorry, not next month, next week sales data comes out. And then we're also expecting a very strong second half of the year, which is quite bullish. President Trump also announced a new deal with China. That's going to be imposing a 55% tariff rate. That's a slight increase compared to the 30% rate we saw before. And we're going to see what that leads to as negotiations continue. President Trump also talked about how his tariffs have been very, very successful. And he's saying that he wants to see a possible tariff rebates check for Americans, saying that they're going to be making the tariffs are going to bring in hundreds of billions. And he's saying that he wants to reimburse Americans. He's been saying that in a lot of different things. He also mentioned that he's going to soon have a majority of his nominees on the Federal Reserve who are going to back his desires to slash interest rates. So he's saying that he's going to gain control of the Federal Reserve and he wants to see interest rates cut even more. And then, with what's happening, President Trump wanted to fire Cook from the Fed. To do so, he needs a necessary reason. He can't just do it like that. He needs a necessary cause, essentially. However, President Trump claims he has the necessary cause, whereas the Fed is questioning that. So it's going to lead to a lot of a lot of controversy, at least so far. However, this is also a big piece of news, and so far, with what's being said, this is helping the market push. So, President Trump's speech today helped the market pump quite a bit. His optimism about his tariffs and such has been bullish. And then on top of this, Nvidia was pushing a bit. This also helped the markets. Tomorrow is going to be a big day because tomorrow is going to be Wednesday. And after the stock market closes, we have Nvidia's earnings. Nvidia is one of the biggest companies on the planet. And if Nvidia starts to pump, that's going to help the stock market pump as well. If it dumps, the market could also like sell off a bit, but this is still favoring upside because Nvidia is known for doing well after earnings. There's not any data for Wednesday, but we do have more data on Thursday and Friday. So for now, it's going to be very, very impactful. So what's my view? I would argue that NIO looks more bullish. Higher highs and higher lows are being made. And as long as we don't end up losing essentially 6.03, we're favoring an attempt to push for 7, then eventually 7.25. I think NIO is looking more bullish. SPY is looking more bullish. We're going to be testing 646. It depends on Nvidia's earnings. Let's say we do come down, just hypothetically. I still think we bounce to 650 afterwards, even if we get some kind of sell-off like this. If we don't get a sell-off, we just run straight up to the 650s. I think 650 plus is coming on SPY. Whether we get a small sell-off or not, I'm still leaning more bullish. For me to turn bearish, I need to see this low be taken out at 633 to dump. No sign of that so far, so we're favoring new all-time highs again. The QQQ is looking bullish. It's going to make a big move depending on Nvidia's earnings. It also has a cup and handle like structure. Now, if we lose 566, this could be dipping back down. And as long as we're above that, we're actually favoring 576 and eventually the 580s. We look bullish. Nvidia could be the big catalyst for this. The IWM is looking bullish. Inverse head and shoulders like pattern. We're favoring an attempt for 240 plus very, very soon. I think the 240s are coming. It looks very strong to me. ES is looking more bullish as long as you don't lose 64.40. We're favoring 6,500 plus for new all-time highs. NQ is favoring 23,800 all over again to fill an imbalance. Bitcoin is bouncing. I want to see it break 112,000. If so, we're looking for 113,500. Tesla's breaking out. We're above 350, which is a very good sign. Might consolidate a little bit, then start pushing for 358 and 367 very soon. Looks bullish to me. Nvidia's looking strong. We're going to see what happens with Nvidia's earnings, but for now, no Nvidia does tend to do very well. And if we see a lot of buyers stepping in, we could be pushing for like the 190 area. Apple's bouncing. As long as you don't lose 225, we're favoring 232 or above. For a few more, we have AMD, which is trying to bounce. I favor 169. If that breaks, we're looking for 172.5. Coinbase could bounce here. We're looking for an attempt for 315, then the gap fill over here. Amazon's looking bullish. As long as you don't lose 226, we're going to be favoring a push for 230. Meta's favoring 756. If that breaks, we're looking for essentially 763. As long as we don't lose 205, we're going to be favoring essentially 210. And then Microsoft is also favoring a bounce for essentially 506. The VIX is dipping right here. It may continue to fall. The market's looking quite bullish. Whether we get a sell-off after Nvidia's earnings or not, it doesn't really matter. I still think SPY goes to 650. Whether we come down a little bit and then bounce, or if we just bounce from here and start pumping, this could be the rocket launch right here with this inverse head and shoulders. I think 650 plus is coming very soon either way. And as the market's pumping, NIO is following the trend. There's a tough resistance at this 6.8 area, but I think that we might eventually try to break it and push for 7 to 7.25, meaning we still look more bullish. It's going to be a big day tomorrow with Nvidia's earnings, so be ready, guys. Anyways, NIO is looking more bullish. We're still breaking out, and we could be slowly making our way up for the 7s. I think we're doing a fantastic job at holding up. Next week, we have delivery data. Then we have NIO Day next month, which tends to be very bullish for the stock, at least historically. And hopefully we get some good insights about their new models, their sales, their forecasts, and such, especially for the upcoming years. And then NIO also announced profitability could be coming soon. Within a year, we could easily be profitable. That could be very, very big, and that could also be very bullish. So thank you for listening, guys. There's a lot of potential in the stock. I can't wait to see what the future holds. Have a good rest of your guys' days, and peace out.